Good evening and welcome to the October 28th, 2021 meeting of the Penfield Planning Board. Let's begin the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Tonight's going to be a work session where the board will review tabled applications. I don't believe the meeting minutes from last meeting are ready yet. So, Lori, do the roll call.
Sure. Bastian?
Here.
Burton?
Burton here.
Knauer?
Knauer here.
Sangster?
Sangster here.
Weissar?
Weissar here.
O'Connor?
O'Connor here.
Dubreck?
Dubreck here.
Gray here.
Okay. Doug?
All right, so we'll start with our first tabled application. It is the Path Stone project on Route 250. Since we last met, the applicant has submitted a revised site plan and architecturals based on the comments from the board as well as staff's PRC memo and New York State DOT's direction. Pull those up. The biggest change you'll notice is that the access drive has moved further south. The state DOT had requested 250 feet of distance between the intersection of Sweets Corners Road and the primary access point for this site. So they've moved it further south, moving the parking north. We did meet with the applicant at our project review committee meeting yesterday morning. Had a very fruitful conversation with them. Some changes from this that you'll notice. There is a northern access or northern drive shown on the plans that does in with the dumpster enclosure. There's some discussion on possibly removing that northerly access drive and accessing the parking off of the main complete street. Another discussion with the applicant was the potential for more commercial space, specifically along the pedestrian spine. There is ample area within the two parking islands with a little bit of reconfiguration, the potential to support either a commercial or vertical mixed-use building that would be more closely integrated with the pedestrian spine. On the architecturals remained very similar to the previous submission with the color palette. But one of the significant changes they did make is on the sides facing the pedestrian spine is to wrap around the brick veneer or brickwork on the first floor, additionally adding some awnings over the windows and reducing the patio space to give it a more commercial first floor feel, so it looks less like you're looking at the side of the building and more like you're looking at the front of the building when you're walking down the pedestrian spine.
All right. Any comments from the board?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I note that we have some comments back from the architect of record in response to the comments that our architectural consultant has made, because we don't have an opportunity to discuss that with the other board members. I think we hold that until the next meeting. We also have some comments from the State Department of Transportation that should be vetted, and as the town planner noted, that the PRC committee met with the applicant yesterday, right, but they haven't had an opportunity to prepare a memo as a result of that meeting, so we don't have the benefit of that either. So for those reasons, I don't think we're prepared to do anything at this time other than to table the application.
Bob?
Just one miscellaneous comment. I do see the location of electric vehicle charging stations. The applicant may want to consider a station that would serve the handicap sites that are opposite that. Either doing that or make one of those EV parking spots ADA compliant.
Okay. Any other comments from the board?
No.
All right. Well, since this is mine, I will move to continue to table.
Second.
Bastian,
Aye.
Burton,
Burton, aye.
Canower.
Canower, aye.
All right. Application number 2, 2745 Penfield Road, Highland Estates. So we were in contact with the applicant. They have responded having the farmer till the field, which I had explained, I think, at our last meeting. After they did that, they did bring on a archaeological specialist who will be conducting a survey on the tilled field and providing a report here shortly. Additionally, they stated that they have made revisions based on the board's tabling resolution, as well as the most recent PRC memo, but they did get comments back from Monroe County Department of Health regarding the septic design, and they are incorporating those. They hope to have plans ready in time for your next meeting. So at this time, no actions necessary.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, application number 3, the Arbors at Penfield. We have been in discussion with the applicant. They stated that they are currently working on responses to the PRC memo that went out shortly before the public hearing, as well as the comments of the board and the tabling resolution. Since then, we have received the update to their 2018 traffic impact statement. Originally, this application came before the board as a sketch plan or a series of sketch plans back in 2018. One of their submissions back then was a traffic impact statement. As part of their preliminary final application, they had SRF Associates go out and conduct an update for that 2018 study. At this time, we just got it yesterday. We have not had enough time to go through and fully review the TIS and provide any comments. It will be provided to our traffic consultants at the board's request, if that's something you'd like us to do.
And to the New York State DOT.
And to New York State DOT.
Okay.
Bob?
I know in the notes, Doug, is there anything that we want to discuss or act on the type 1?
So in our review, we did determine that this would be a seeker type 1 action, while phase 1, is the 101 units. Looking at the project overall, it does meet several warrants for a type 1 action. As part of that, when the application was submitted, we did send out lead agency letters to involved and interested agencies. At this time, we've heard back from multiple agencies, most of the county agencies as well as the state DOT, all concurring with the planning board as lead agency. If the planning board is comfortable declaring lead agency, I believe you guys could do that at this time.
Yeah.
Agreed.
We're all comfortable.
Do we need to do a simple vote for that, or is that just the board's
No, I think you,
acceptance?
why don't you do it as a motion? That's really how the board acts through a resolution.
Motion to designate the Penfield Planning Board as the lead agency for this project.
I'll second.
Bastian,
Aye.
Burton,
Burton, aye.
Canower.
Canower, aye.
Since we don't have anything new to review for the application at this time, either a continuing tabling resolution or just no action, I believe, is appropriate as well. They said they do hope to have revised plans in time for your next meeting.
Okay. So we can take, oh, I'm sorry, Bob.
Are we requesting that the seeker type 1 be done for the entire build-out, or is that still kind of under discussion?
You'd have to consider so seeker requires you to consider the whole action being like everything.
Right.
When you're looking at it, the potential environmental impacts. So, because because you know that it's going to be a phased development and it's eventually going to be fully built out. So that's why it's triggered as a type 1 action,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah, it's mostly to protect against, if they were to come in with phases or intentionally phase it in such a way that each phase would be under the threshold so that each would be treated as an unlisted, or in this case, I don't think it would ever be a type 2, but an unlisted action. Being able to look at the whole development because each part
Okay.
really builds on the previous. It really is one large development, and its full build-out will have greater impacts than just what we see in Phase 1, even though Phase 1 is what's coming for site plan approval.
Well, we've had cases that were similar in that regard, and I believe we made one of the conditions that as each phase is presented to the board, that we require the applicant to revisit their seeker application so that they can determine whether or not there's any significant changes in the environmental impact as they go forward with the project.
Yeah, there's some regs that would require, if there's significant changes from what you looked at, like let's say at the outset you consider it as a whole action and you issue a negative declaration, and then they change something in a later phase that really has the potential to have a greater impact, then there's regulations that will allow you to kind of come back in and reopen the seeker process. So, as you go forward, you want to make sure that you're always looking at that. And if for example, you could require them to continue to submit an EAF or
Okay.
so you're aware of the differences as it goes along.
Okay.
So do we need a motion, or can we just take no action?
They've already passed a motion for lead agency. Would we need anything, if they're not taking any further
Yeah,
action on the application?
Unless you're adding something that you're looking for, I think it's just a no action until you receive more information.
Okay,
Okay.
great. Okay,
All right, and then we do have one action item for you guys tonight. The Schoff Green Re-Subdivision. So it's up on Marchner Road, just east of Route 250. It originally came to the planning board back in 2015 as a subdivision. They subdivided out this third lot. With the mounting development going on in the Village of Webster with the townhouse project that was approved on the north or southeast corner of State and Jackson Road, two of the neighbors have approached their other neighbor to purchase some property behind them to act as buffer. So it'll just be shifting lot lines between three existing lots that were originally part of this Schoff Green subdivision back in 2015. Yeah, so it's these three lots here. And we do have a map for it if you could bring that up. So it does, it should be in action items under the 2021 meeting folder. Then go to active projects. 2021. And then should be under action items. It's either Schoff Green or Marchner Road. There's the folder. Okay.
I'm not finding it either.
what's that?
I'm not finding it either.
Yep.
We do have the paper copy.
You have the paper copy? Okay. Let's see if we can. All right, and then put up a paper copy. Can you zoom in on it with the camera? So Brian, where did you say was a good spot for Brian?
Right there is fine. It needs to come closer, okay? If it needs to come a little closer, you can.
Okay. All right, Brian, can you catch that on the camera?
You're fine, go ahead.
Okay.
We get that on the other screens too?
We'll get that up on the 40 inch on the bottom there. 1 second.
So what they're doing is, this currently is owned all by Lot R1, Lot R2s, and R3 are each looking to purchase a small portion. So Lot R2 will increase in size, Lot R3 will increase in size, Lot R1 will reduce in size, but it all provides a buffer to development that is going on in Webster right now.
And all lots will be compliant.
All lots are compliant with code. Yes, all lots will be compliant with code.
And there's no existing structures that we have to worry about setbacks or?
No, all the lots are substantially large in size. So there's no, we have no issues with the accessory structures on the sites.
So there's no variances required whatsoever?
No variances are required.
I'm okay with it.
Yep, me too.
All right. Need a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Bastian,
Aye.
Burton,
Burton, aye.
Canower.
Canower, aye.
All right, that's everything I have for you guys tonight.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Okay, then this will conclude the work session for the Penfield Planning Board for today. Everyone have a good night.